Hello everyone, today we will study about the modifications of taproot. So first of all, let's discuss about the taproot system. In taproot system, primary root develops from a radicle. Radicle is a part of embryo plant which comes out first during the seed germination, as you can see in the picture. Taproot consists of the primary roots, secondary roots and the tertiary roots, and the tertiary root give rise to the small rootlets. In taproot system, the secondary and tertiary roots are arranged in acropetal succession. Now, what does acropetal arrangement means? It means the older roots are present at the base and the younger roots are present at the tip of a primary root. Taproots are deep feeder, which means they penetrate the deeper layers of the soil. So, because of extensive branching and the deep primary root system, taproots provide the strong anchorage to the plants. And such type of roots are found in dicots. Dicots are the plants which have the two cotyledon or two seed leaves. These cotyledons are the first two leaves of the plant, and their main function is to protect the young seedling or the plumule between them in the embryo stage. As we all know that the main function of root is to anchor the plant into the soil and to absorb the water from the soil. But sometimes root get modified to perform the special functions in order to adapt to the environment. So on the basis of these special functions, taproots are categorized into various categories. First is the fleshy taproot. In this category, roots are swollen because of storage of food, and the primary root makes the maximum part of the root, and secondary roots remain thin but they are present throughout the root. And in some cases, the hypocotyle also join in storing the food. Now, what is hypocotyle? Hypocotyle is the part of the plant which is present between the stem and the root, as you can see in the picture. These fleshy roots are of different shapes in different plants. So first type is the conical fleshy root. As the name suggests, these roots look like a cone, which means they are thickest towards the base and taper towards the apex. And thread-like secondary roots are present throughout the length of the root. For example, carrot. In carrot, as you can see in the picture, root is conical in shape, and the hypocotyle does not help in storing the food in this case. Second type of root is the fusiform root. These roots are like spindle, which means thickest in the middle and taper towards both the sides. Example is radish. In Indian radish, main root forms the maximum part of the root, and the swollen hypocotyle is present near the base only. Whereas in European radish, hypocotyle forms the maximum part of the swollen root, starting from the base to the middle part, and the taproot forms only the tapering, fleshy part of the root. Third type of fleshy root is the napiform root. These roots are almost spherical and suddenly thins towards the apex. Such type of root is found in the beet and turnip. As you can see in the picture, the shape of the beet is almost globular, which is sharply tapering towards the apex. Now, fourth type of fleshy root is the tuberous root or the tuberous fleshy roots. These roots do not have a definite form, and such type of roots are found in the 4 o'clock flower plant and the purple. Sometimes students get confused with the terms tuber and tuberous, but there is a big difference between the two. Tuber is the modification of stem and helps in the vegetative reproduction, whereas tuberous roots are the modification of taproots, and the tuberous roots do not help in the vegetative reproduction. Now, next is the modification of taproot branches. In some plants, branches of the taproot also get modified in many ways for their survival. So, first type of such root is the nodulated roots. Roots of leguminous plant show many irregular swollen structures called root nodules. These nodules enclose millions of nitrogen fixing bacteria of genus Rhizobium, and these bacteria fix the atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia, which is utilized by the plant, and this process is called as nitrogen fixation. And in return, the bacteria take up the food and the shelter from the plant. So in this association, both the partners, that is bacteria and the plant, get benefited, and this process or this association is called as the reciprocal symbiosis. Examples of leguminous plants are peas and groundnuts. Second type of taproot branch modification is the pneumatophores. Pneumatophores are found in the plants growing in the mangroves and swamp areas. The soil of mangroves and the swamp area is largely anaerobic, and because of which it becomes impossible for the roots to do the gaseous exchange, and therefore these plants shoot out the pneumatophores, which helps in the gaseous exchange, and therefore these pneumatophores are also called as the respiratory roots. You can see the structure of pneumatophores in the picture. Surface of these pneumatophores is covered by the cork, which is impermeable except the tip area, which bears the small pores called as lenticels. These lenticels allow the exchange of gases between the atmosphere and the internal tissues of a root. Third type of taproot branch modification is the buttress root, also called as the plank roots. They arise from the base of the taproot and base of the trunk. They extend along the ground and provide the extra support and stability to the heavy trees. And because of this reason, they are named as the buttress roots. Buttress means the structure used to support any other structure. These buttress roots are found in the Ficus religiosa, commonly called as the peepal, and Bombyx ceiba, commonly called as cymbal plant. Then there are the reproductive roots. These are the roots with adventitious buds. Now what are adventitious buds? Adventitious buds are the buds which are present at any part of the plant except axial of leaf and apical part of a plant. These buds can grow to form a new plant. Such roots are found in the poplar and the purple plant. Then last one is the mycorrhizal roots. Some plants do not have root caps and root hairs, and in others they are present at initial stage and replaced by mycorrhiza in the later stage. In this case, the fungal hyphae cover the root of the plant, and some of the hyphae enter the root hair and convert them into mycorrhiza. And these mycorrhiza roots help the plant in absorbing the water and minerals. Mycorrhiza also protect the plant from the parasite. In return, the fungus get the shelter and the carbon from the plant. So there is a symbiotic association between these two partners, and such type of roots are found in the pinus trees. So that was all about the types of modification in the taproots, and in next video we will discuss about the modification of adventitious roots. Thank you.